Shalom Uvracha and many blessings. I'm sure you remember last week we read the first part of the introduction of Rabbi Abulafia to his amazing book, HaSekhel, the Light of the Mind. And I promised you to continue. I won't be able to finish that whole introduction today, but that main part that was a huge impact on me in my process of tshuva, coming closer to Hashem. I will share it with you right now. So, Rabbi Avraham Abulafia, in the first part of the introduction that we read and learned last week, said that when a person is honest and thinking how to improve his life, that's already an evidence for his good intention, for that his mind is rising, is growing, is purifying. He wants to develop and grow. That is already enough preparation for him to be ready to receive light, for his mind to grow and to develop, for him to receive shefa, means bounty, spiritual bounty. Now, with that bounty, the person will desire to help others. And as we can see that many people, when they start coming closer to the truth, their heart is passionate. Friends and families and first and second and third circles, and to make people happy with the knowledge that they just gained, and how much a person will be able to give as much as he has, that he received. You cannot give more than you have, and if you have less, you won't be able to give more. You'll give only corresponding to how much you have. And the wisdom will bring the person to do productive things, or to prepare himself to do productive things. Some of the things are useful. The conclusions he will come to will be to do great useful things, or that he will realize that for that purpose of doing great things, he needs to adjust himself, set himself, saddle himself, prepare himself, work on himself, and so on. So the growing person is or becoming productive or preparing himself to be productive. Like that you educate a young kid in actions that are preparations for wise wisdoms. When you want your child in the future to be a wise person, you're gonna teach him basic things that will bring him to good habits, to good manners, good behaviors, that will be a stage, a platform, foundations for future developments, for him to be able to rise to higher levels. Mipnei, because shehamasim hahem, that those good actions, hem mishkenot HaSekhel, they will be the place where the mind, means the illumination of the mind, will hover upon. Venimtza. So now we can see she'im en ma'asim hagunim, that if a person does not have good actions, corrected actions, and sechel, there's no mind, there's no wisdom, there's no light that can shine. She'achar shelo yimtza hasechel mishkan lishkon alav, for that fact that if the light of the mind won't find a place to set upon, to sit upon, to hover upon. Lo yishkon klal, there will be no way for him to hover. The light of the mind can hover only on a set place, means a chair, a vessel. And even though ve'af al pi she'en le'etzem HaSekhel, that the mind itself, means the wisdom, does not have no need, does not have tzorech velo echrach, and there is no must for it, lishkon b'makom, to hover, to stay in a place. The mind can fly away. It doesn't need a place, but for his own use. But there's no way that it will sit unless there's a place. He doesn't need that place, but the place is needed for him to sit upon. HaSekhel, because the mind, the light of the mind, eino guf, is not a physical body. Velo koach baguf, and also it's not a power inside the body. Vegam, and as well, and lo be'atzmo yitaron, he does not gain anything beshochno al makom, when he's hovering upon a certain place. It doesn't gain. The wisdom does not gain anything by staying by a person. רק שהדבר הוא משכן לו. Just that the truth is that that place can be a vessel for it, for the wisdom, to sit upon. And then, יתקדש בעדו אחר ששכן עליו. When the mind set upon that thing, that vessel will be purified based on that fact that the mind was hovering upon it. ואחר שהיה בלתי קדוש, and we know that earlier it was less holy, it was unholy. בדמיון האור השמשי עם הבית האפל, like the light of the sun with the dark house. You have a dark house and you have the light of the sun. Let's see how they affect each other. That's how the light of the mind is affecting the vessel, means the good actions of the person, means the good person. שהבית, that the house, לפני הגיע אליו אור השמש, before the light of the sun came into it, into the house, הוא נקרא אפל, it's called dark. It's a dark house before the light of the sun came to shine upon it. וכהגיע אליו האור, but when the light will appear, will arrive to shine upon it, ייקרא מאיר, it will be called shining, illuminating. והבא אליו, and the one that comes to it, to that house, a person that will come into that house, יראה מה שבבית. Now he can see what's in the house. מפני ששכן עליו האור, because the light is hovering upon it, is in it. והאור, but the light, אינו גוף, is not a body, is not a physical thing. ואומנם, but as we know, אף על פי, even though שהוא כוח בגוף השמש, that it's a power in the body of the sun is shining its light. So its light is a power within the sun. But אינו כוח דבק בגוף הבית. It's not a power that is being attached to the house. When the light is hitting the walls and shining the house, it does not make a change in the house. It does not attach itself into the house. ועל כן, and therefore, בהיפרד אור השמש מהבית, when the light of the sun will separate from the house, ישוב הבית אפל וחשוך כבתחילה. The house will become dark as it was in the beginning. ואומנם, but we must see that, to pay attention to that fact, that כבר קיבל בעל הבית התועלת, the landlord, the owner of the house, already received the benefit ההכרחית לו, that was needed for him, מהעניינים אשר בבית, for the matters, for the things that are in the house, מפני ששכן עליו האור, because that the light was shining upon it. And what's the use? What's the benefit for the homeowner to enjoy the light? What's the benefit? And it is, shebo, that with it, in that time of light, when the light was shining, hesig, he achieved, he gained, berut enav, in the power of sight, while he was able to see, mashaya babayit, what that was going on in the house. He saw what's in the house. ותיקן כל דבר בו, and he fixed and corrected everything in it, בעוד שהאור שם, while the light was there. He was able to fix the rooms, to set the table, to lock the door, to do whatever was needed for him in the house. וכשזז ממנו, אחר תיקונו, זז. And when it left, means when the light went away, it left after the homeowner already set what he said, fixed the light bulb, fixed the candle, fixed everything that was needed, fixed the fans, locked the door, did everything that he needed to do. אם היה בעל הבית זריז, if the owner of the house was fast in his actions, והשכיל, and realized שהוא ייפרד בלילה מהבית, and he realized that at night the light will be separated from the house, means that the light will vanish, עד שגנז בו מה שראוי לגונזו. So in that time that light was shining, he hid the things that were supposed to be hidden, ועד שגילה בו מה שראוי לגלותו, and he made sure to reveal everything that was supposed to be revealed, like he took out the things that he needed and hid the things that he wanted to hide, and so on. ועד שגדר פרצותיו, and he closed all the openings in the fence and all the broken parts, he fixed it all, כדי שלא יזיקוהו גנבים בעוד אורו, that thieves won't damage it, and he did it all when there was still light. When there was still light, he prepared himself to the night that will surely come, closed and fixed the fence, locked the door, closed the windows, and so on. Ken, in the same way, af guf ha'adam, also the body of the person, hu bidmut habayit, is like the house. וחפצי הבית, and the objects in the house, the furnitures, the tools, everything a person has in his house, הם המעשים, they are the actions, אשר לא ייתכן לעשותם מבלעדי האיברים, that you won't be able to do them, to keep them, without the organs. Means if you're respecting a person is by shaking his hand, by using your mouth and saying thank you, and so on. The actions are being done, being made by the organs of the person. ובעל הבית, and the homeowner, הוא הרוח הנפשי, is the mental or spiritual power, like the soul of the person, המתקן ענייני הגוף, that is correcting the matters of the body, like the things that the body requires. ובהשפיע אור השכל על המוח, and when the light of the mind is hovering or influenced on the mind, on the brain, ועל הלב, and on the heart, ועל הכליות, and on the kidneys, ועל שאר המקומות, and on the rest of the places, אשר אור השכל שוכן עליהם, that the light of the mind is hovering upon, when it's happening, בהיות הרוח זך ומבין, when the mind of the person is pure, and realizing, understanding, כוח אור השכל, the power of the light of the mind, means when the person is aware to what amazing powers he has, when a person is realizing that he needs to be sophisticated, that he needs to get wiser, that he needs to take care of himself, as we said before, we're talking about a person who is realizing how to benefit his ways, how to correct his ways. When you realize how much power you have in the time that the light of the mind is hovering upon you, umesig im kocho metziuto veheadro, and when you realize how much power the light of the mind has, and how much benefit can come out of it when you have it, and how much loss you carry when you lose it, if you realize how powerful it is and how useful it can be, and how great is the loss of light, a person like that, והנה השתדל לתקן כל העניינים הראויים לתקנם, a person like that will put all his effort to fix and correct all the things that needs to be corrected, בעת מציאות אור השכל, when the light of the mind is hovering upon him. When you wake up and you have a little bit of brain, if you would be wise, you would take care of yourself, you would fix yourself, you would correct yourself, you would organize yourself. כי כבר ישיג עניין היות מציאותו, because that person will realize that the existence of light, the light of the mind, im haguf, exists with the body, לעתים מצידו, is coming sometimes from its own side. Means your body cannot call the light. The house cannot ask the sunlight to shine. It cannot demand the sunlight to shine. When the sun will shine, the light will enter into the house. So when you find yourself that your mind is shining, that you're experiencing wisdom, that you find yourself clever, you need to realize that now you have an opportunity to correct. Now you need to use your mind. Now it's the time of amazing, amazing, amazing opportunity for you to grow, for you to develop and rise. והיעדרו, and it's absent, לעתים מצד מונעיו, sometimes is by those ones who are blocking it. Sometimes the sun cannot enter into the house, not because it's not daytime, because the curtain is closing, because you put someone built a wall, because you have some branches of a tree shading heavily. You have reasons why light cannot shine into the house. והמעשים הטובים, but the good actions, הם הגודרים הפרצות. Those are the ones to correct all the things that needs to be corrected. They are the fence, and they are the wall, and they are the windows. They are the corrections that are needed for the house to be safe. ואם לא ייגדרו המקומות הפרוצים, and if the broken parts won't be fenced, won't be fixed, בכוח השכל, by the power of the mind, ייתכן, it might be, שיבואו מזיקים ויזיקו כל צורכם, that damagers, that evil forces will come in the dark and damage as much as they can. ולא ימצאו מונע מהזיק, and they won't find no one to prevent them from damaging. So when there's light, you need to take advantage of that opportunity and to fix yourself as much as you can, that when dark will take place, you won't be exposed, you won't be damaged. שהנה, because if you're not doing so, נשארה פרצה בלתי גדר, the hole in the fence is empty, means open wide, ופרצה, and a hole is calling the thief. So you need to protect yourself and to fence yourself and protect yourself. Those are amazing pearls of wisdom. I cannot feel more blessed to share that wisdom with you. And when we learn those amazing words of wisdom, and when we see that sages and righteous people taught us so much wisdom and such amazing ways to serve Hashem, we must take that opportunity, as the amazing author Rabbi Abulafia just taught us, to take that opportunity and to set our minds to walk in better ways and to improve our actions and to become better people. Because when now, for an example, after an inspiring class, hearing an inspiring quote from a righteous man. When you get that opportunity, now you need to take yourself into good actions, to meditate, to pray, to learn a little bit more, to eat something healthy, to take responsibility, to make some good actions like apologizing to someone you hurt, or to thank someone that you feel gratitude for good actions he did for you, and so on. When you feel illuminated, it's an opportunity for you to take a step. And that step is a fence that will protect you from the external forces that might damage. It's to open a window and ventilate the house. It's to bring new furniture into your so-called apartment and so on. All those things in the person are the good actions who are equal to fixing your house, fixing your body, fixing your life with your good actions. But when you're not inspired, when you're unhappy, when you're sad and depressed and broken, your mind is not functioning. That's time of darkness. That's time that you're not functioning. In that time, you won't be. If you're going to call your friend when you're down, you can only cause damage. If when you're upset, you're going to try to have a conversation, that will be, God forbid, the reason for a greater fight. So in time of dark, protect yourself and wait till the light will shine. And when the light shines, when you find some wisdom within you, then it's the great opportunity to go be active, be productive, and do great things with your life. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being with us. And may Hashem bless us all to rise and shine and not to have no reasons to doubt Hashem's existence and His loving kindness hovering upon us,